Okay, so I'm going to talk about the muscles of facial expression. So all of these muscles are going to aid in your day-to-day facial expressions, being able to express emotions, and facial expressions are incredibly important, so you can also read other people's emotional cues. The first structure I'm going to talk about is the frontalis, epicranial aponeurosis, and the occipitalis, which is located on the back. I'll show you in just a second. So all three of these parts, think of it as one large structure with two major muscular bellies. The first being the frontalis, which is located right where the frontal bone would be located. And then the epicranial aponeurosis, think epicranial, it's above the cranium, and it's a sheet-like tendon, so that's the aponeurosis part. And then on the back, where the occipital bone is located, that's the occipitalis. Together, the frontalis, the epicranial aponeurosis, and the occipitalis are going to aid in elevating the skin on your scalp, as well as raising your eyebrows. The next muscle is the orbicularis oculi. So orbit, think circular, oculi, around the eyes. This is the orbicularis oculi, and this is going to aid in closing of the eyes. Next is the orbicularis oris, same thing, circular muscle, but oris, think oral, it's around the lips. This is the orbicularis oris. This is going to be your kissing muscle, so the muscle that allows you to pucker your lips. Next is the buccinator, which can only be seen from this side of this particular model, this is the buccinator, and it runs horizontally on the cheek. This is, think buccal, pertaining to the cheek. This is the buccinator. So you actually had to remove all of the muscles and skin above it to be able to see the buccinator below. Buccinator, this is our trumpeter muscle. So this is the muscle that's going to allow to compress your cheeks and aid in blowing. That's why it's called the trumpeter muscle. Then there's the zygomaticus major and minor. If you have two muscles that are either aid in somewhat of the same motion, or they look the same, or they're in the same location, and you have a major and minor, minor is going to normally lie above and the major will lie below. So this right here is the zygomaticus minor, and this right here is the zygomaticus major. Think zygomatic bone. The zygomatic bone is the bone of your cheek, and you have that zygomatic arch, which is your cheekbone arch, and these muscles even somewhat look like that. So it's an easy way to remember it. The zygomaticus minor is going to aid in frowning, and the zygomaticus major is going to aid in smiling. And you can even see it attaches to the corners of the lips, and you can imagine when it contracts that it would pull and raise the corner of the lips up, aiding in smiling. So remember, when you're learning these muscles, look how the muscle grains, look where they're located, where they insert. Even though you don't need to know origin and insertion for this particular test, it still helps you to understand its overall movement if you know where it's located and why. The last one of facial expression is the platysma, which you actually cannot see on this model. It's normally a large sheet-like muscle that comes down from the bottom of the mandible and inserts itself at the top of the thorax, but it's been cut away on this model so that you can see all of the muscles below. But the platysma is going to aid in frowning. It pulls the lower lips down, as well as tightens the skin on your neck. But you can't see it on this muscle, but you should be able to tell me about the platysma, where it's located, and what movement it carries out.